Unveiling the deadly Molasses flood, a sticky disaster unfolded. In 1919, Boston witnessed an unprecedented disaster when a towering molasses storage tank burst, unleashing a sticky deluge upon the city. The Great Molasses Flood remains one of history's most bizarre tragedies. At the dawn of the 20th century, Boston was a bustling hub of innovation and immigration. The city's landscape was rapidly transforming, setting the stage for an event as unexpected as it was catastrophic. The North End, a densely populated neighborhood, was known for its vibrant community and narrow streets. Before the catastrophe, life here was a blend of cultural richness and daily hustle. The Purity Distilling Company, aiming to meet the industrial demands for alcohol, constructed a massive molasses tank. Despite its utility, the tank's structural integrity was not thoroughly vetted. On January 15, 1919, the tank's failure turned fatal as it ruptured, sending a tsunami of molasses sweeping through the North End. The flood claimed lives, destroyed homes, and altered Boston forever. In the immediate aftermath of the molasses flood, Boston's streets were unrecognizable, swamped under a sticky, sweet-smelling tide. Buildings were enveloped, their structures groaning under the unexpected weight of the viscous wave. Eyewitness accounts paint a vivid picture of chaos. Survivors described a thunderous sound as the tank burst, followed by a surreal sight of a molasses tsunami racing through the streets, ensnaring everything in its path. The rescue efforts were both heroic and heartbreaking. First responders waded through the sticky morass, searching for survivors. Ordinary citizens became unsung heroes, pulling neighbors from the grip of the molasses. The human cost was staggering, with the flood claiming lives and leaving scores injured. The tragedy etched a permanent scar on the community, mourning lost loved ones and the sheer unexpectedness of the disaster. Cleaning up Boston posed a formidable challenge. Crews labored for weeks to remove the molasses from streets, buildings, and the harbor, using salt water and sand to combat the sticky residue. The city banded together, determined to restore normalcy. The investigation into the molasses flood delved deep into the engineering flaws and lack of oversight that led to the tank's failure. Experts scrutinized the construction and maintenance records, uncovering a story of negligence and shortcuts taken during the tank's construction. The inquiry revealed that the steel used was too thin to withstand the tank's contents, and there had been no proper safety tests conducted. Temperature fluctuations played a pivotal role in the disaster, as investigators discovered. The tank had been filled with warm molasses on a cold January day, causing the molasses to expand rapidly. This, coupled with the already weak structure of the tank, led to its catastrophic failure. The sudden release of pressure sent a wave of molasses rushing through the streets of Boston. The legal aftermath of the flood was monumental, resulting in a landmark court case. Families of the victims and the injured sued the United States Industrial Alcohol Company, which owned the Purity Distilling Company. After a lengthy legal battle, the company was found liable and was forced to pay damages. This case set a precedent for corporate responsibility and the importance of safety regulations in the industrial sector. The impact of the molasses flood on Boston's North End was profound. Infrastructure reforms were swiftly implemented to prevent such a disaster from happening again. The tragedy prompted the city to enforce stricter building codes and inspection procedures, ensuring that structures were safe and well maintained. These changes marked the beginning of a new era in urban safety and planning. In the wake of the disaster, safety standards and regulations saw significant improvements. The molasses flood served as a wake-up call, highlighting the need for rigorous engineering standards and oversight. New laws were enacted to ensure that storage tanks were constructed and maintained to withstand their contents and the external environment. This tragedy ultimately led to greater public safety and industrial accountability. The Great Molasses Flood has seeped into popular culture, inspiring books, songs, and even a board game. This bizarre disaster captures imaginations, blending historical tragedy with an almost unbelievable narrative. Memorials in modern-day Boston honor the victims and survivors of the molasses flood, serving as a somber reminder of the past. These sites invite reflection on the city's resilience and evolution. Visitors to the North End can explore the area where the tragedy unfolded. Although the physical scars have faded, Informational plaques and tours keep the memory of the disaster alive. The fascination with the Molasses flood endures, partly due to its unique place in history. It stands as a testament to the unexpected ways disasters can shape cities and communities. Reflecting on the Molasses flood, we're reminded of the importance of safety and the impact of negligence. It's a compelling story of tragedy, heroism, and the pursuit of justice, echoing through Boston's streets.